Hey YouTube, this is Wrestling Amusement Park Fan 62. It is Friday, April the 7th, um, at about 6:30. In today's video, I want to talk about the WWE merger, what this could mean down the line. Now, please note this, nothing has been confirmed nor denied by WWE or the UFC in this situation. This is just my speculation. First, I can see over time, probably at least SummerSlam or later, we go to at least TV 14. Because the UFC isn't really a family friendly um, product. So that's one thing I can change. But the biggest thing I can see changing down the line um, is starting to see more and more and more of the sponsorship sort of stuff. Now you're starting to see it a little bit with the WWE Top 10 on YouTube. Um, I noticed it after Raw on Monday night, where it was sponsored by um, uh, something for men. Now, unfortunately, we're going to start seeing more stuff like that. I feel like down the line. Um, so we could see on stuff like the ring curtains, on the mat, on the wrestling ring itself, and so much more. Um, we'll see to brought to you by this or brought to you by that or stuff like that. And it's going to be one of those things that is going to be interesting to see what happens because you just don't really know at this point. Um, it's still very early to tell what is going to happen. I this whole thing has become into what I feel like is a bigger situation than maybe it should be. Um, and I will talk about it more in another video. But unfortunately, I do see a lot of stuff changing over the next several months with this. And maybe I shouldn't say for the worse, but I see it as something where it's going to be something we just don't really know is going to happen. And unfortunately, we're going to start seeing more and more of the sponsorship stuff creeping in. Now, I have heard rumors of down the line, at least, of stuff start seeing sponsors on the wrestlers, like shirts and what they wear and stuff like that. Similar to like Brock Lesnar, if you see his shorts, it will say brought to you by Jimmy John's and all this other stuff. So unfortunately, I do see that coming into play down the line. I hope that's not the case. Um, and it's going to be one of these situations where, unfortunately, some of it is going to be annoying to see because they're going to be pulling more of the UFC methods on this. But it's going to be hard to tell at this point. We just don't really know where it is so early in this merger. Like anything, early in the merger does not always mean stuff's going to change. It just means there's going to be a lot of stuff being looked at, being evaluated, and so much more. I know a lot of people are going to be mad about this, but unfortunately, I see it as the future. Unfortunately, as well, I do see it also starting to become a trend in the wrestling industry as a whole. Because if you watch Impact Wrestling, if you watch AEW, they're starting slowly to merge some of this stuff in. I have noticed, especially, I think it's AEW says brought to you by DraftKings or whatever. I do see stuff like that happening over time. I because I know they had several episodes in Impact brought to you by a movie. I forgot what it was, but you're going to start seeing stuff like that as well. Um, and unfortunately, you could also see stuff where these companies team up with other companies to say brought to you by this, brought to you by that. So, for example, if let's say WWE wanted to team up with Coke to deliver whatever the new soda is, you will have that sort of thing. I know one of the biggest things for a while has been they've teamed up with Mountain Dew, so it's like brought to you by Mountain Dew, and then on the announcer's desk you'll see a bottle of Mountain Dew. So a lot of that stuff you're probably gonna start seeing more of down the line. Um, but it's going to be one of those things where we just don't really know what's going to happen. We are just going to have to see. I'm going to hear from you. Do you agree with what I say? Do you disagree with what I say? I would like to hear your comment.